Hello. Oh, hi. Well, I'm gonna have to make a little correction here. I hope it's okay. Uh, there's my correction. All right. It's uh, it's cold. It's not crazy cold. The sun's out. Not really. It's overcast. That's okay. It's kind of even light. People like that. My name's Bruce. This is my channel. Welcome to my channel. I hope that you've been enjoying the riveting content. So you know that I kind of like to talk about stuff, and really, I start off, I want to talk about a person, and then I talk about a thing like an object or something that I found useful. This is useful. I mean, this is it's a yogurt container. It's plastic. I wish it was not plastic. If you've been following along, you'll know why. There's no reason why this yogurt container should exist for the next tens of millions of years or a million years, whatever it is. And the fairy tale that's going to be recycled, well, that's exactly what that is. It's a fairy tale. It's a fairy tale propagated by the plastics industry and the petroleum industry and that. So, and we can choose a lot different materials, better materials that will allow this yogurt container to contain yogurt. And then so we can take it home and we can use our yogurt, or we can make yogurt or whatever. It can contain yogurt, and then when we're finished with our yogurt, then we can put it somewhere, and after a while it will disappear. There's a lot of organic fibers. There's a lot of options about how to make this container. You can make it out of cardboard. It's fine. You can make it out of something that something can eat, but no one's going to eat this plastic container. Certainly, yeah, you have to choose better. Okay? Choose better. Anyway, so I like to talk about things. I like to talk about people, and I like to talk about ideas. And the ideas, they tend to come from the area of economics, which has made me have. This is not the most watched channel. I get it. That's okay. But today I'm going to talk about something that's a little tiny bit different. I'm going to take. I don't know what to do with my glove. Should I use the glove or no? It's cold. So I can use the glove a bit. Use the glove a little bit. Then the glove gets covered in chalk. I can't win. I take the glove off. The gloves are coming off. All right, the gloves are coming off. Okay. The glove is off. I'm going to talk about kind of myself, in a way. And this is sort of inspired by, it's inspired by nothing. You wake up in the morning, you hear something, and and you're like, yeah, you have views, and you think you like to share them. But so I happen to have a bit of a kind of an addiction. Okay, something that I've had for a very, very long time, since I'm going to say since I've been 5 years old, or perhaps earlier, or perhaps later, or whatever. Because when you're very young, you're not aware of how things come along. But my addiction that I've enjoyed is I enjoy pictures. I enjoy photographs. I said that before. You've been following, you'll know. I enjoy photographs. And then talk about my sort of career there. I've had a few careers, and perhaps as time wears on, I might talk about some of my other careers as well. But this is a career I've had. And I said, well, earlier I talked about a career and what is the definition of a career. And I've explained that my definition of a career is something that you're professional in, and that means that you're going to show up. Someone's going to hire you. You're going to show up, and you're going to do a professional job, a competent job. You're going to bring something unique to the situation, and it's going to add value. It's going to be good. It's going to be great, even occasionally. So I've had a career as a photographer, and there's a guy, I think it's called Tin House Studios. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the text below the video. You can click on that, Tin House Studios, And he seems like a pretty good guy. I mean, I like him. Right? He's likable. I don't like everybody, but well, that's not true. I don't think I'd be like, bosom buddies, hang out, go for a beer, friends with everybody, even though I like them. I mean, I like and admire almost every human. I have this thing. I'm kind of how I am. If you've been following along, you'll know I've have some examples of people that I do not like and do not admire, and I talk about them a little bit. But this guy I like and admire, and he's a photographer. So he's talked about the arc of his photography career, and right now he does commercial photography, and he does product photography and kind of still life, and so I'm going to imagine advertising and packaging and such like that. That's a branch of photography that exists. That's good. That is not my branch of photography. It never was, and really it never will be. The reason why is because it's not the pictures that I like the most. That is not what makes me go. What I like is people. I enjoy meeting people, even though sometimes people, they don't particularly enjoy meeting me, and that's fine. But I enjoy meeting people. I like the way people look when I photograph them. I have an obsession with this. I enjoy to photograph like a single person. I enjoy to photograph a group of people. I enjoy to photograph families. I enjoy to photograph large groups of people. And I don't want to say, and I've done it all, but the reality is I've done it all. And I really, really, really like it. It's something I'm passionate about. And sometimes my passion has occasionally has like a negative effect, because at 25 years ago, 30 years ago, I was creating photos that I liked, and I'd photograph people, and I would like the result. Now, they didn't always like the result, which is fine, but they weren't the people that I was catering to. I was making myself happy. I deeply enjoyed this. And then later on, I found an intersection between the things that I liked and the things that other people liked, and quite often then in my professional career, the people that were hiring me, they were art directors of magazines, art directors of campaigns, photo editors of magazines, photo editors of campaigns, and professionals. People that typically they would have like a master's of fine arts from some university, which is great. If you want to learn about art, go to university. That's a thing. You can learn about art. They'd have an MFA or a design education or background or career, and these people would be some of them would be at the pinnacle of this career, and they knew the difference between good, bad, good, mediocre, and outstanding. And the quest was always for outstanding, but sometimes you'd sort of fall short of outstanding, and good enough would be the order of the day. Okay, that was that. Now, so editorial illustration is what I would do. Like someone would be, for some reason, someone would be writing a story about them for a magazine, and then I would be engaged to photograph them or to illustrate the story. Sometimes it would be a little bit expansive, sometimes not so expansive. That's okay. Another thing that I really liked, really, really, really enjoy photographing, weddings. Okay, there's like a cultural, because at the foundation of it, I like to photograph people, and so then weddings were like basically everyone. A wedding is a special kind of occasion. Well, it's a special occasion. Hopefully, it's you're going to get married. It's a big deal, right? Your family is going to be there. Your friends are going to be there. Everybody's going to be there. And the thing about a wedding, well, the thing about this is now we have look. There's an airplane up in the sky. But the thing about a wedding is there's a lot of, you say you're going to have a medium-sized wedding, you're going to have 100 people. Well, the last person that was invited to your wedding, like and there's no, it's not a competition, there's no first or last, but when someone's going to a wedding, they're in North America, so in Canada, they're conscious of it. So they might purchase new clothes to be a guest at your wedding. They may make a special trip to the salon to be a guest at your wedding. Typically they'll bring a gift or make a gift of money or something like that. Be a guest at your wedding. So a wedding is a big deal. And so I enjoyed photographing weddings because it was kind of, the pictures are part of the ritual often, right? So sometimes people would want to have, they would describe it and they'd say they want to have like a journalistic wedding photos. I'll tell you, if you're hiring, say, me to photograph your wedding, it's going to look like I photographed your wedding. There's nothing I can do about it. We would show up and do our level best, and that's it. So I really liked. The deal that I had was, I'd tell people, I said, I will come when you say to come. If you say show up at 10 o'clock, I'll show up at 10 o'clock. If you say show up at 7 in the morning, I'll show up at 7 in the morning. This was the way the deal worked. And we'll stay throughout the day until I decide it's an appropriate time to leave. Now, that ranged from, say, 5 in the evening to 4 in the morning. It would vary, right? And to make things simple, I had kind of like one straight up deal for the whole thing. And then I was about to say the joke of it, but it's not a joke. This is absolutely serious. So I would work with, people say assistants, but they weren't really assistants, they're collaborators. And the people that I would collaborate with to photograph the weddings would typically be women, and they would typically be amazingly talented and skilled and dedicated professionals. One of the women that I work with to photograph weddings, she photographed for a couple of years. She photographed all the Harlequin romance covers. So if you're looking to have your wedding photographed so that you look your most romantic, your sexiest, whatever it is, that's a good person to have along. I mean, geez, this is this girl's career for real. And my collaborators would typically be full-time professional photographers. So like what did they do Monday to Friday is they worked as photographers. They worked in the photo industry. They worked in the advertising industry. They were at the peak of their talent. So when it came to stuff like lighting and logistics and equipment and certainty, it was unparalleled. Certainty. That's the one thing that you'd really want. I mean, so that there's just no question that this is going to work out. I mean, like someone's, a beginning wedding photographer or something, someone's going to go photograph their wedding, they would be filled with a certain measure of doubt and anxiety, or they're not confident or whatever. And I understand that, but people would hire me, and really me meant us, and we're bringing 40, decades of experience to the table. And I'd say in my head, I would say, you're not hiring us for photographing your wedding. You're hiring us for the fact that we've done this a lot, and there's just no question it's going to be great. And then what would happen was, I really, really, really liked it. And so I'd be the happiest person in the room. Now, for a while, they'd sort of play it cool, like you don't want to be so happy that people are looking at you like you're crazy. But at a certain point, as the day and evening wears on, you want to be. My philosophy is I wanted to be about 3 or 4% happier than the next happiest person. And the reason for this is because the wedding photographs, the pictures, I wanted them to convey warm-hearted emotion. So we're doing what I called editorial family portraits, because people wanted to look like they're on the cover of Vanity Fair magazine and very, very sophisticated. We're doing editorial family portraits, but warm-hearted editorial family portraits, so that when you look at the photo, that what you want to feel and remember is joy and happiness and emotion. Now, sometimes the weddings are complicated occasions, and relatives, some of your elderly relatives, if everyone's bringing their own circumstance to the event, so there might be joy tinged with a molecule of melancholy from moment to moment, and sometimes that's appropriate. But the wedding photos, and geez, I that's something. My gosh, I enjoyed the hell out of it, and today I photograph other things, and one of the things that I've been photographing, and if you've been following, I mentioned it before, is I like biking. I also enjoy the hell out of biking, mountain biking, and so I go off and I photograph sometimes mountain biking. But a part of mountain biking that sometimes people negate or forget is, look, I haven't even used my chalkboard. I've been here and I haven't used the chalkboard, so I'm going to use the chalkboard. I'm talking about weddings, marriages, marriage. Talking over here, I'm talking about joy, happiness, and then biking. MTB. Okay, so I like joy, I like happiness, who doesn't? I like biking. MTB's mountain biking, talking about weddings and marriage. All right, so now I've used chalkboard to feel better. But when you're mountain biking, typically you're going to be on a mountain biking trail. In this area that I'm in is probably the mountain biking capital of east of the BC Alberta border. It might sound like it's an exaggeration, and I don't care, but that's true. And if you want to go back, I have another video a little short snippet that I took at the Mont Saint Anne mountain biking World Cup, where there was nominally 100,000 spectators all going crazy, and it was really, really fun. I don't know exactly how many spectators. There's always someone says, yeah, but it wasn't 100,000, it was 50,000. Was it 100,000, it was 110,000. Was it 100,000, it was 70,000. But nominally, it was 100,000 people, okay? And this thing was a time, let me tell you. However, okay, getting on this. Mountain biking. Part of mountain biking is trail building. So what I've taken to doing is going with some of the local trail builders here. And on a trail building evening, we might get 150 volunteers out to help build the trails and maintain the trails, and that is a big deal. And what I enjoy photographing people. That's what this entire video is about. I enjoy photographing people, right? I try to be, I don't have to try, I am generally the happiest person within 100 meters of where I'm standing. And mountain bike trail building is people. And it's people doing things. Okay, so it's people at work. So I like to photograph the people at work as they're doing things. And then when I'm doing these pictures, when it's in my head, I say, I want to have great pictures for these people, because they're not for anybody else. They're for the people that are there. I want them to have the kind of pictures that they would like to have of themselves. I want to have them have the kind of photographs that they can show their parents, their brothers, their sisters, their family, their cousins, their friends, and say, hey, look at what we do. Look at what I did. Look at me doing this. Look at this. And then I'm going to tell you a little secret about photos. Sometimes people, going to come closer for this one. Sometimes people don't like the way they look in photos. They'll say this out loud. They'll say, oh, I don't like the way I look in photos. Now, those same people, if you show them a photograph that's 1 year old, they'll look at it and go, oh, that's great. And if you show them one that's 5 years old to them, they'll look at that and say, my gosh, that's fantastic. And if you show them a photo of themselves that's 10 years old, they'll say, oh my God, we were so good looking. We should have got more pictures. That's a real thing. So when I'm photographing this mountain bike trail building adventures, I have all these things in mind, and I hope to create or document. I don't like to say a documentarian, but I want to have pictures so that the people are looking at the pictures and they're like, whoa, that's cool, that's great. And then now the trail center here also uses my photos for some other same purposes, but they use them to say to hopefully to attract, so it looks like fun. I mean, trail building is fun, so that other people will come and volunteer and do it, and they can use it to because the trails that we do build are amazing. Like, they're the best in, they're the best in North America. Now maybe someone else is going to say, no, our trails are the best in North America, and I'm sure they are. But the fact is that you know, it's like the difference between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. I mean, if you're a Dolphins fan, your football team is the best. If you're a Patriots fan, your football team is the best. Manchester City, Manchester United, same idea. Your football team is the best. Basketball, the Chicago Bulls, the Los Angeles Lakers. That's a really good show that's on HBO now. You believe your team's the best. So our team, I think our team's the best. And we build mountain bike trails that are crazy good. But how do they get to be good? Well, professionalism. That's what makes them good. So I said that we're going to have 150 people showing up to volunteer on a big occasion. Maybe once a week that'll happen sometime right around. But amongst those 150 people, some people are coming to it with maybe 500 hours of trail building experience. There's civil engineers, there's mechanical engineers, there's industrial engineers, there's industrial hygienists, there's people that are trained medical professionals, there's people that are geologists and geophysicists, and you know, people that are very experienced in construction, and we're bringing all these skills together to create what is an amazing playground. That's it. Anyway, I've been going on, I know, but it's about this video. At the heart of it is about. I hope that you get it. It's joy. Write that word. I wrote that word down. Joy. 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 Because you know, sometimes we could all use a little bit of joy, and quite often I said that, and it's not. I don't really try for this, but quite often I'm the happiest person within 100 meters of anywhere I'm standing. And what makes me happy is when I look around and I see other people living, embracing, and enjoying their lives, and that makes me happy. And so I do photos. I'm gonna, as this video has been going on, my intention is I'm gonna put in some of my pictures so you can see, and I'm gonna start off with one of my earlier group portraits from right around 1975, and you can get a sense, and then maybe some of my later group portraits from recently, and some other kind of pictures too. But anyway, my name's Bruce. This is what I call my classroom in the forest. Technically, we're in the forest. I got a chalkboard, so that makes it a classroom. And what the heck? If you like the video, subscribe. Let's pretend you don't like it. Well, subscribe anyway. Leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I love comments. Good, bad, indifferent. It's all good. You know, I'm like you ever read a book called Rameau's Nephew by Denis Diderot? He writes about advice and the virtue of talking to your dog. Okay, so your dog doesn't know if you're saying good boy or bad boy. He's just happy to hear your voice. All right, so that's it. Goodbye.